Roman, BushCraft Alliance. Wanted to talk to you about honeysuckle. Grows around your house. You see it in the woods. It's a real common plant. It's listed as a wild edible, but I wouldn't go any farther than say the flowers. We all enjoyed the nectar when we were kids. Couldn't wait to get that one little flower, to pull that one little stem out so you get that one little drop of nectar off of there. And if I say one little one more time, you're probably going to kill me. But there are other uses for those honeysuckles. The vine itself looks like this. This is prior to it ever blooming. About every 2.5 to 3 inches, you'll see a few sprigs pop up here and there. And every time you see a cluster like this, they're getting ready to go in another direction. And each one of these directions, they can shoot out as far as 20, 25 feet. Now, this stuff grows like crazy, and it grows out of control. You would literally have to work like a dog in order to keep this stuff controlled enough to enjoy it as a shrub. But it is a creeping vine. It will grab hold of anything near it, and definitely don't recommend having it close to your house. You can have it off in the back somewhere. You'll want to get rid of anything that's close to your garden or house plants or front porch near the stairs. This stuff can trip you. It's dangerous. It's not really poisonous. If you were to do something and just the leaves or the berries that actually show up on some of the honeysuckle plants, you might get a little tummy ache or something. They're toxic. I wouldn't eat them. It's definitely not going to give you what you need to survive. I wouldn't even keep a few of them because you can ingest a couple, just because of the possibility of dysentery or whatever. But the vine can be highly useful. Many of you have done crafts before where you do some type of basket weaving, and it's so easy to just take the vine and rake the leaves off. I wouldn't recommend it for cordage though, because it's not very strong. And in order to keep from breaking it when you're working with it, it's semi-flexible. Like you do any kind of vines, I'd soak it in some warm water for 20-30 minutes just so you're able to manipulate it a little bit more. But as you see here, when you go to bend this puppy, oh, you hear that? And then it's lost all its strength there. So it doesn't matter how much of it you would braid together. Using this stuff for cordage is useless. But you can make a good straw hat maybe out of it, or a basket of some sort. And you know what else? When it does actually bloom and the flowers are there and you know the nectar's present, don't separate any part of the plant or even pull the nectar out, but gather up a bunch of the flowers and make a tea out of it. Now you can take about a cup of loosely packed flowers and add to that about 2.5 cups of hot water. Now a lot of people will tell you to boil it, but in my experience, boiling it is really not the best idea because it'll create a bitter tea, and a lot of the properties that you were trying to get out of it, they won't be there anymore. It'll act a lot like local honey and even help some people who have seasonal allergies to, maintain a resistance to them and get used to some of the pollens that are in the air. So pretty good for those medicinal qualities, I believe. Now the nectar itself, if you are patient enough to gather, say, a small jar, not necessarily a pint jar, even one of the tiny little half-pint jars would be great. If you could fill that with nectar, it'd take a long time. But if you could, and you kept that someplace cool, a teaspoon of that is nature's stool softener. And I'm not going to use the word laxative because it won't make you so regular that you're running to the bathroom with your hand cupped over your rear end worried about making it, But if you're somebody who has difficulty, the 2.5 teaspoons of this stuff, you don't even have to drink water with it. It's so delicious. It's just great. It's great for you. If you have bad headaches. I don't know that it'll treat migraines, but you know, a good teaspoon of this stuff does help ease the pain of a headache, as it operates a little bit differently. I don't understand how it works, in that it's actually nature's coagulant instead of an anticoagulant. So you would think that something that thins the blood more would be better for, you know, headaches, but no, the Native American culture has used honeysuckle for treatment of headaches for many years. I don't know which tribe, and you'd have to call me out on it and look it up to, you know, to be able to say, hey, it's this. But again, I don't know everything. I try to know as much as I possibly can about something to be helpful to somebody else, but I'm constantly being corrected, and the older I get, the more I get corrected. Now, one thing that I don't want you to do, if you're not familiar with honeysuckle at all, and you're wanting to use this plant for medicinal purposes, honeysuckle is sometimes called woodbine. I don't want you to get used to using that term with it, because there are other plants that are also known as woodbine that are highly toxic, such as American ivy, gelsemium, and even Clematis virginiana. Those are 3 plants that look very similar to this. The flora on the plant is different, so when they bloom, I think they're more distinguishable, and it'd be a lot easier to tell what you're looking at. So, but if you're somebody who doesn't even know, you know, what the smell of honeysuckle is, or what it looks like visually, you know, then just don't mess with those other ones. You know, get some help first before you go and seek this out. Let me do that too. Let's throw a disclaimer out there. You know, I've given you a few ideas, but we're talking about edibles from the wild. You know, do this cautiously. Ask your doctor if you're capable of consuming a tea made from honeysuckle. And, you know, if you do this, do it at your own risk. You know, can't hold me responsible at all if you do this. I personally enjoy it, and my body can handle it. I don't know if yours can, so I hope it can. But we'll talk about a lot more edible wild plants and useful plants in the wild. You know, here, what a versatile plant. We're talking about medicinal uses. Makes a great tea. That's an ingestible. You could consider it somewhat edible. I've never eaten tea before, so I don't know. But and then the craftiness of it, weaving it into baskets, or not using it for cordage, but you can tie and loose things together or weave things together with it. So it's a very crafty plant. So I'm glad I had an opportunity to share what I know about this with you. And hey, if you know something about it I don't know, you know, please definitely let me know. Message me. If you're not a member of our Facebook group, but you're on Facebook, look us up, BushCraft Alliance Group. And don't forget to like and subscribe here on the YouTube channel, and check out our website. We'll put a blog up that has the recipe for making the tea, and you know, pretty much maps out the descriptions and stuff that I gave here in this video later on in the week at thebushcraftalliance.org. But thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching the video. Be looking for some other great and exciting videos where we can share knowledge together. It's Corey Roman, the BushCraft Alliance. I'm out.